Hey, Melissa from Coffee Holly here. Well, here's nothing more frustrating than when your Keurig starts flashing error codes at you first thing in the morning. Actually, just last week, my K Supreme decided to throw a code at me right when I needed that coffee the most. You know, between my own experiences and all the messages we get in our Coffee Holly Facebook group, I've pretty much seen every error code these machines can throw at us. So I've put together what I like to call the ultimate guide to Keurig error codes. You know what's really interesting? Every model has its own way of telling you something's wrong. Like what means add water on your K-Mini might show up as a completely different code on someone's K-Elite. But don't worry, I'm going to walk you through each code, what it means, and exactly how to fix it. Let's get started. Now, let's talk about one of the most common codes I see, especially in our Facebook group, error code 2. It's that message that says, please wait a few minutes and try brewing again. I actually got this one myself on my K Supreme Smart last month. You want to know what usually causes this? It's actually pretty simple. Most of the time, it's about what kind of K-Cup you're using. You really want to stick with Keurig-approved K-Cups for these machines. Oh, and here's something important about those reusable pods. While they're great for the environment, not all of them work with every machine. I've seen lots of folks in our Facebook group run into this issue. Let me tell you about another really common one, error code 8. You know what's funny about this one? It's probably the simplest to fix, but it can look pretty scary when you first see it. So, when your Keurig flashes error code 8 at you, it's basically saying, hey, I need a quick restart. It's kind of like when your phone starts acting up and you need to turn it off and back on again. Here's all you need to do. And I mean literally, this is it. Unplug your Keurig, wait about 30 seconds, and then plug it back in. That's it. 9 times out of 10, this completely fixes the problem. Error code 11, or as I like to call it, the thirsty Keurig message. You know, out of all the error codes we've talked about, this is probably the one I see most often in our Facebook group. So what's happening when you get this message? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Your Keurig is telling you it needs more water. But here's something interesting I've noticed. Sometimes people fill up their reservoir and still get this message. Want to know why? Here's the trick, and I learned this the hard way. You want to fill that reservoir to just below the max line, not all the way to the top, and definitely not just halfway. Before you start filling, give that reservoir a quick shake. Sometimes air bubbles can make it look like it's fuller than it really is. Let me tell you something funny. The first time I got this message, I actually said, apology not accepted to my machine. But seriously, this usually happens right after you've cleaned your Keurig, or sometimes just in the middle of a regular brew. 9 times out of 10, it's all about how everything's put back together. You know, it's kind of like putting together a puzzle. All the pieces need to be in just the right spot. Let me walk you through this. First, take out that K-cup holder. Yeah, the part where you put your coffee pod. Now, take a good look at how it sits in there. Sometimes, and I see this all the time, it looks like it's in place, but it's just slightly off. Even a tiny misalignment can trigger this error. I actually got this one myself last month when I was trying out some new coffee pods I found on sale. Let me share something I've learned from experience. If you look at your K-cup, you should see that little Keurig logo on top. No logo? That's probably why you're getting this message. Oh, and here's something really important that a lot of people don't realize. Different Keurig models actually work with different types of pods. Like what works in your friend's K Classic might not work in your K Supreme. I actually keep a little cheat sheet on my fridge with which pods work in my machine. Let me share something really interesting that's been happening in our Coffee Holly community lately. You know, sometimes the best solutions come from other Keurig owners who've dealt with the same problems. Just recently, one of our community members was having trouble with their new Keurig Smart. We're talking errors 1 and 6 popping up, getting grounds everywhere, but no coffee. Pretty frustrating, right? Well, what happened next was really cool. Another member, Helen, jumped in with what worked for her, and it's actually super simple. She started running a cup of hot water through the system after her last coffee of the day. And guess what? It worked. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best ones. Oh, and speaking of community solutions, here's another interesting one we saw recently. Someone's K-Duo was showing error code 66 with all the lights flashing. You know what fixed it? A simple power cycle, unplug, wait a bit, plug back in, open and close the handle. Though I should mention, if you keep seeing the same error after trying this, it might be time to contact Keurig support. You know what's really cool? We're building this amazing community of coffee lovers, helping each other out. Every comment, every solution shared makes our Coffee Holly family stronger. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll tackle another coffee maker mystery together.